Oslo on a budget. Am I really going to make this video? Well, there's no real way to say this, but you really don't want to come to Oslo if you are on a very tight budget, unless you do it like I do, which means you couchsurf. The problem with Oslo is that unlike other expensive cities like New York City, for example, there is not so much variety in social economical classes here. The Norwegian state has a system resembling socialism, and because there are so few people and the state is so rich, everyone has a very high income here. So there's no real reason for Norwegians to have cheap bars and hole-in-the-wall restaurants. I just wanted to be honest and tell you the hard truth. This said, if you have a little money aside and you want to come visit Oslo, I made my best in this video to show you how you can do it. I will focus on accommodation, food and drinks. I'm a huge advocate for couchsurfing, which is a way to get free accommodation while traveling, as long as traveling with locals. But if that's not your thing, you may want to sleep in a hostel. In that case, the cheapest ones are certainly the Anker Hostel and Anker Apartments, located in Grünerløkka, which offer beds in shared rooms for 20-25 euros. But I highly suggest you to get a place with a kitchen, and I'll tell you why in a minute. If I had to look for accommodation, I would personally use Airbnb. Try to avoid public transportation because it's insanely expensive. A single ticket costs 36 kroners, and you can buy it from the app Router Billet. And make sure to have it before you jump in the bus or on the tram or on the train, whatever, because if you have to buy it from the driver, it's gonna cost you 56 kroners. They also offer 24-hour tickets for 180 kroners and 7 days ticket for 285. So to avoid public transportation, what I do recommend is either to get an accommodation in the city center or very close to the city center, or if you go between April and November, you can use the city bikes, which cost only 49 kroners a day. Biking around is really a great way to visit the city. I did it myself when I was visiting Oslo, and you can check out my Oslo city tour right here. I was lucky enough to borrow the bike from my host, so I didn't have to pay anything, but you know, those are the perks of using couchsurfing. Both food and drinks are crazy expensive here. You can get away with it by buying food at a grocery store, but drinks are going to be expensive even there. And if you dare to eat and drink out, well, that's going to be a pain for your pockets. You still need to enjoy the city a little bit when you're here though. So what I do recommend is to prep meals and cook at home as much as you can, and leave eating out as a treat to allow yourself once in a while. I actually have a video where I tell you what to pack to save money on food while traveling. You can find it here in the cards. If you want, you can watch it and follow those tips. I think they would help a lot in Oslo. It's a very known fact that alcohol is as expensive as it gets in Norway. So go there with the awareness that you're gonna have to find other ways to have fun other than partying with a lot of alcoholic drinks. In my opinion, if you're traveling to Oslo, grocery stores are gonna be your best friends there. If you go to one of the big Norwegian chains like Rema 1000, Kiwi, Joker, Extra, look for the store's brand items because they're gonna be weirdly cheap. In Oslo though, you have better options than these Norwegian chains to buy food from. I'm talking about the small Middle Eastern grocery stores that are located in immigrant populated areas like Trondheimsveien and Grønland. The ones that I visited and I would personally recommend are two. Vatan is a Turkish grocery store located in Grünerløkka. It's rather small but has everything you need to survive in the city for a few days. I would recommend to buy a pack of some grain and some vegetables and legumes or whatever you prefer to combine it with. They also have some very tasty sesame bread and all sorts of sweets for your desserts. The prices, as you can see, are very affordable. incredibly cheap is the store Frukt und Grund, located in Grönland. This is a bigger store, but there's also that kind of familiar vibe. I talked with the owner, who's Turkish, I believe, and he's a good guy. As I mentioned earlier, the prices here are unbeatable. You can find so many types of food from so many different countries. Also some good quality brands of pasta at affordable prices. And they always have fresh burek at the registers, which are very tasty. If you're looking for a place to sit down and grab a coffee or a beer, these are the cheapest option you can find in Oslo, which are still more expensive than the average prices of any Western country. First, I want to show you the prices of beer if bought at the supermarket. The cheapest I found in one of the Norwegian supermarket chains was Carlsberg. It retailed 25 crowns for half a liter a can, so 5 euros a liter. IPA retailed for 4 euros a can. If you find yourself in Grönland next to the central station and want to get a coffee and maybe a piece of cake or a croissant, Evita Espresso Bar is a nice place. Spacious, with 70s decorations, and they also have tables outside. The prices for a coffee go from 2.5 euros a cup, cappuccino 3.5, latte 4. In Sofienberg there's a place called Heimat. That's a sort of a Wi-Fi cafe. The prices are not super cheap, but it's still less expensive than the rest of the bars. Plus you get a discount if you are a student. I wanted to mention it also because I find it is a very beautiful environment, very chilled and relaxed atmosphere, and perfect if you want to work on your laptop. If you want to grab a beer in a no-frills place, Bob's Pub is the place for you. You can have a Carlsberg for only 66 kroners, which is probably as cheap as it gets in Oslo, and a Guinness for 79. Another super cheap place nearby, this time is a real no-frills one, is Flirt Cafe. Here also you can get the 0.4 liter beer for 66 kroners. It's a very simple place where they also show football games, and it's open till late in the night. Changing completely kind of bar. If you just cross the street, you'll find the beautiful Dattera til Hagen. This is again not a super cheap option, but it may be worth a visit because of the relaxed atmosphere, the colorful decorations, and especially because of the amazing backyard. Look at those colors, and they even have a beautiful graffiti in the hallway to the backyard. Let's see now what you can eat out without having to sell your organs to afford it. Again, I'm not going to suggest you Norwegian restaurants because they are truly unaffordable for on-a-budget travelers. But I can give you some suggestions for Middle Eastern places. On the Trondheimsveien there are many different options for Middle Eastern cuisine. In places like Damascus restaurant, Sarai restaurant, Istanbul kebab, you can find soups for 5 or 6 euros, lahmacun for 7, and full meals from 10 euros. You can even find pizza places for 25 kroners a slice. If we move to Grönland, we can find a couple of Indian simple places that serve both Western and Indian cuisine. Tandoori Curry offers burgers from 6 euros, kebab in pita for only 5, and fries for 3.5. If you want something healthier, you could share a dish of curry and rice with your travel partner for 9 or 10 euros. Very close you find also Punjab Tandoori that offers typical Indian dishes for even cheaper. You can find dishes of rice and vegetables for 7 or 8 euros, and naan with different kind of stuffing from as cheap as 2.5 euros. Let's see some deals to go out at night now. Of course, we're gonna start with Grünerløkka because it's the party neighborhood par excellence in Oslo. First place I'm gonna suggest you is Rebel. Rebel is a 80s-90s rock bar that around midnight explodes in a wild dance floor. I spent a Saturday night there, and even if 80s music is not really my cup of tea, I must say that I had loads of fun that night. Going back to the specific topic of this video, the reason why you should go there is that they have a great offer on beer. Every day before 8 o'clock, you can get 3 beers for only 141 kroners, which makes it less than 5 euros a beer for a 0.4 liter glass. This is a sensational price for Oslo, guys. Also on the same street, not far from there, there's a place called Radio, which has the same owner and very similar aesthetics, and they do the same offer. So pick your favorite and go get tipsy in an early evening in Oslo. The second place with a great bargain to drink in Grünerløkka is Tijuana. On weekdays at Tijuana, you can get a 1.5 liter beer or 1.4 liter daiquiri for only 129 kroners, which is more or less 13 euros and $15, which is wild. Plus they have these super cool infinite beer pong tables upstairs that you can use for 300 kroners, and you get 2 pitchers of beer with that. Also, they have all-night kitchen. If you are in the city center and you don't want to go all the way to Grünerløkka, I don't have super cheap options for you, but I can suggest you a couple of places that have okay prices and they offer free activities or events. They are all located in a pretty new, nice corner that used to be only a passage between Torgata and Storgata, close to Youngstorget Square. Now there are several bars and cafes there, and 1 or 2 restaurants as well, I think. The 3 bars that were suggested me and that I visited are Angst, Urhørt, and Café Sør. By the way, I'm sorry for the pronunciation. I cannot speak Norwegian. I tried to understand how they pronounce the names, so I'm trying to do my best now. Comparing the prices of the beer, I've seen that they are exactly the same in these places. They sell Carlsberg for 92 kroners for half a liter and 74 kroners for 0.3 liter. The place I really want to recommend though is Café Sør. I really like the interior design of the place, the arts on the walls, and in general the atmosphere of the place. Halfway through a cozy Wi-Fi cafe, a young parlor, and a colorful night bar. They offer concerts, events, and activities on every evening with no cover for the entrance. Monday's jazz evening, Tuesday's salsa, on Sunday they do 3 jam sessions, but every evening something is happening, so just go visit their website for all the details. And now it's time for my very last and very best nightlife tip. What if I told you that you can go to a concert and a nightclub in Oslo every week for free? Completely free. It sounds insane, and this is probably why this event is known by every single person who lives a nightlife in Oslo. I'm talking about the Sunday nights at Blå. Blå is a club, bar, concert hall located in the heart of Grünerløkka, right by the river. Since 1998, when the place opened, they offer for free this concert club night with the band Frank's North Quartet playing several sessions in acoustic from 4:30 in the afternoon and electric from 9 till 1 in the night. They call themselves a quartet, and maybe they were at the beginning, but nowadays there are at least 10-15 people playing together on the stage. Everyone sings at his turn, and the show, believe me, is great. And it's not over yet, because right after the concert finishes, the club night starts, with people having a blast on the dance floor till 3 in the morning. You must go to Blå if you happen to be in Oslo on a Sunday night. Alright guys, I think that even for a peculiar city like Oslo, we managed to do a good job today. I really hope that you found this video useful, and if you do, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe to support the channel, because all the research and the video production I do is for free, and believe me, there's quite a bit of work behind all this. As always, if you have any kind of question, pop it below in the comments. I will answer to everyone. Thank you for watching. I wish you a great trip to Oslo. Bye!